Alright guys, good morning, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of goodies sitting here on my vanity, and I'm very excited to get into these perfumes. These are the decants that I had ordered from Parfums Exquis. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. They're a company here in Canada that sells full bottles, and they also sell, I think, 5 ml, 10 ml decants, maybe 2 ml decants as well. And they're a great company. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I'm not affiliated with them. I wish that I was. I wish I had some discount codes and stuff like that for you guys. But yeah, I've chatted with them a little bit in the past, like when I was still kind of collecting / reviewing, but nothing with them since then. But they have amazing shipping time, really good selection. They have a whole bunch of amazing niche fragrances. I think they ship to the US as well, and you can get lots of amazing fragrances from them. So I also still have some decants coming from the States, but those ones are taking a little bit longer to get here. So in front of me, I have actually 10 decants and 1 full bottle. So the full bottle is a blind purchase. I'm hoping I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna save that for my next video. But definitely the 10 that we have sitting on the vanity today, I'm going to spray for the first time with you guys. Now these perfumes are powerhouses. 3 of them are not new to me. Actually, 4 of them are not new to me. I've smelled them before, and the rest of them are all blind sniff, all new to me. And Parfums Exquis was kind enough to send me 2 other 2 ml samples in addition to the decants that I ordered from them. So I have been just dying to get into these. I've had them sitting on my counter for a couple of days, and I've just been so busy with work and everything else, I haven't had a chance. And now I finally have a little bit of me time, and so I just really wanted to spray these, and I really like doing these kind of videos. So I was going to do it off camera, and then I was like, you know what, why don't I just break out the camera and share this experience with you guys? Blind sniff first impressions are always super fun. So these are the decants that are from Parfums Exquis. It has the name of the company written on the side, which is pretty cool. Then it's got the name of the actual perfume on the other side. These are 5 ml decants. This is actually a 2 ml decant, which was sent to me complimentary from Fragrance Buy because I purchased a full bottle. So this one came with the other perfume. But I had ordered just these 8 5 ml decants and this 1 10 ml decant. And that is a pretty good chunk of perfume, you guys. I mean, honestly, this is one thing I really like about getting the decants, is that all of this here was about the same price as a 50 ml bottle of perfume, except I get to experience 11 different perfumes, or 10 different perfumes that are in the decant size, and then of course I have the full bottle. But it would take me forever to go through this decant size anyway. And the nice thing about these as well is that they are travel friendly. So if you're going away on a vacation, or you just want to bring them with you for the weekend or something, pop them in your purse. They're extremely convenient to do that with. And so I kind of like that, you know, this right here is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 52. So this is 52 milliliters of perfume for the same price as about a 50 ml bottle of perfume, except I get to experience 10 different perfumes for the price of one. And like I said, it will take some time even to go through a 5 ml. It's just such a great way to experience fragrance. And then of course, like I said, they did also throw in a couple of other perfume samples complimentary, which is really nice. I've already sprayed these 2 just because I couldn't help myself and I just really wanted to smell something. And then this is what the box looks like that they come in. So I just wanted to save this to show you guys. They come really nicely packaged, and then this is what the other samples were in, this really pretty little burlap sack. This is such a great way to experience fragrance because I'm really bad for wanting to buy full bottles. I'm really bad for like watching people's reviews about perfumes and then thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to love that, wanting to buy a blind full bottle and risking a lot of money. This is a much safer way to do it. Is there a chance you're not going to like the perfume in the decant? Of course there is, but it's still a lot safer than blind buying a full bottle. Yeah, I do have a couple of candles going for ambiance, and I am drinking my typical coffee. This is just like some cheap, I don't know what it is, coffee from Walmart, and lots of cream. Forgot my collagen today, but it's quite good. And I've had a really stressful week, so I'm really ready for this perfume decompression. So these fragrances, a lot of them are from Mancera. There's a Montale, there's Giardini di Toscana. there's a lot of Montale actually. I can't even remember what's all here. I also have the new, well, maybe not new, the Cirto Sole, which I've been so excited to smell. And then I have a couple of other vanilla perfumes that are not new that I've just been like, actually, I didn't even know they existed, some of them. And I've just been dying to get into these. So because these perfumes are so nuclear, I'm going to have to be careful about where I spray them because if they get into the carpet in my rug, they will not want to leave. Like, I'm going to have to be able to wash the floor. And I'm sure my room is going to smell like a perfume parlor after I'm done. And I don't always enjoy that because, yeah, these perfumes, like I said, a lot of them are very, very strong and they're going to linger. So I have to really be careful of where I'm spraying and make sure that it's going to fall on a place on the floor where I can come and scrub it up. Okay, so these are the two 2 ml samples that they gave me in addition to the decants, which was really, really nice. And this company does this quite a bit. They've done this for me before as well. So they just hand-picked these for me. So this one is from Giardini di Toscana. This is Colonia Nobile or Nobile. Not sure how you pronounce it. It's an eau de parfum. It does tell you the little notes that are inside there. And this one has bergamot, petitgrain, and neroli. And this is a really beautiful, clean, classy, upscale perfume. I think it's unisex, but I think because there's neroli in here, it makes it a little bit more feminine. And it's not as like powerhouse or intense or crazy as like Tom Ford Neroli Portofino or something like that. It's very subtle, and I love that it has the petitgrain in here because the petitgrain makes it just a little bit kind of like soft and herbal. This is so pretty. I didn't think I was going to like it when I first sprayed it, but actually the more that I come back to it, I've had it sitting on the card now for a couple of days, and the more that I come back to it, the more that I really like it. And I told you guys I was looking for a perfume to bring with me on a vacation. This is the type of perfume you could definitely bring on a hot vacation. It's not something I would wear for a date night or something like that. It's not like sexy, vanilla, anything like that. But it is just a beautiful, fresh, clean, floral fragrance. And the petitgrain in here paired with the neroli, I think was just genius. I've never smelled anything quite like it. Yeah, I don't know. And there's something about it that I really, really like. I actually would be interested to see the notes because I feel like there must be more than just bergamot, petitgrain, neroli. Those must be just the main accords. But this is very, very beautiful. And I don't usually like lemony, citrusy, fresh perfumes. So for me to like this, it's kind of like something you would expect from Jo Malone, but the performance seems to be much better in this particular fragrance, and it is just gorgeous. So that is Colonia Nobile from Giardini di Toscana. This one is definitely going in my to try on skin box. The second one is here from our Essential Parfums, and this is Divine Vanille or Divine Vanille. This one is actually a very popular vanilla, and it is a vanilla that I have smelled before. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of this vanilla. I have had a decant of this one before, and it smells okay, but it's a little bit leathery to me. So there's Madagascar vanilla. I don't know what all the other notes are in here, but it's a little bit balsamic, a little bit leathery to my nose, and a little bit animalic and sort of dirty in a sense, which I think is what they're going for. It even says in here, perfume is a celebration of vanilla, absolute from Madagascar. I love it for its depth, its sensuality, its elegance, and its addiction. I wanted to transcribe a soft, spicy, carnal facet, all infused with mystery. So yeah, there is a bit of a carnal feel to it. It's not the type of vanilla I would go for, I will say that. I think it's unisex. I think this would be beautiful on my boyfriend. I would love to smell it on him. It's a really nice sort of slightly more animalic to my nose take on a vanilla. Reminds me a little bit of Initio's Absolute Aphrodisiac. It doesn't smell like it, but it kind of is in that family, if you know what I mean. So this one would be, I wouldn't mind showing this to my boyfriend. He's not a big fan of spicy, vanilla, sweet, woody, ambery perfumes for himself. He likes fresh fragrances, but I would love to smell this on him. So that is Divine Vanilla. And now let's get into the stuff I ordered. I'm so excited. Okay, you guys, so this is not going to be individual reviews, or this would take a very long time to go through all of the notes. I will, however, put the notes on the screen and put a picture of the bottle so that you can experience the full thing and see what the bottle is supposed to look like. Now, I have smelled this before, and this is an incredible fragrance. This is from Profumum Roma, and this is Joyiosa. Now, this perfume is not as popular, but it should be, as Bianca Latte from Giardini di Toscana. This fragrance is essentially how I would describe it to be a more refined, more well-blended version of Bianco Latte. I don't even really need to spray this one on paper, so I'm not going to, because it is quite a new clear scent. I will test this on my skin and wear it, but I have smelled this one before. This one is not new to me. And there's a little bit on the atomizer because it did leak just a little bit in the box. It was the only one that leaked. And just so you know, I don't usually have problems with that from this company. This one was the only one that kind of leaked a little bit. But so this one has different notes than what is in Bianco Latte. However, this perfume is so well blended that you don't pick up on the notes individually the way you do in Bianco Latte. Bianco Latte, you're like, yes, I can smell the honey, I can smell the vanilla, I can smell the caramel, I can smell the tonka bean. This one here has vanilla, it's got coconut, I think there's some amber, there's, I think, some floral notes, maybe some like green notes in here. I can't all remember what's in here. But this perfume does not smell like the notes you will see on the screen. It pretty much smells like Bianco Latte. And I will do a full review on this perfume because it deserves its own dedicated review. It is an amazing fragrance. Bianco Latte is nuclear, it is thick, it is rich, it is heavy. This one is more fluid, it's more airy. This one has a bit bigger of a scent bubble, I would say. Both of them are very strong and long lasting, but this one, because it is a little bit lighter and it sits more lightly on the air, it creates such a beautiful little scent bubble. I find that definitely Bianco Latte is also nuclear and has a beautiful projection and a beautiful trail. But this one just is like a little lighter, airier. For example, I would not wear Bianco Latte on a vacation if I was going someplace hot, but I would wear this one because it just sits differently on the air. I would also say that although they smell pretty much the same, there's something about this one that I tolerate a little bit more than Bianco Latte. Bianco Latte can be really in your face, aggressive almost. It can be a little cloying to me. It's an amazing fragrance, but it can be a bit too much for me personally. This one, it's just like a little more tolerable to me. It's not as in your face. It's not as heavy. It doesn't punch me in the face the way Bianco Latte does. It more comes up to me and caresses my shoulder, although it still smells pretty much like Bianco Latte. I would also say if Bianco Latte is the diamond in the rough, this is the diamond after it has been to the refinery and it has been shined up and smoothed up and has all the sparkling facets. So it doesn't mean, I'm not trying to say it's better than Bianco Latte, it's just different. And if you've smelled this perfume, I think you will know what I mean. And if I have to pick between the two, this is the one that I like better. It is a little bit more expensive. It's about $100 more expensive per bottle, but it's fantastic. And I'm really glad that I don't have a full bottle of Bianco Latte at the moment because you guys know that's a perfume I went back and forth with. I actually owned it twice and declared it twice because I just found it to be almost too much for me because it is so potent and particular. You have to really dedicate yourself to that scent once you put it on because it's not going anywhere. This one here is like, I don't know, it lingers differently in a more tolerable way for me. I will do a full dedicated review of this perfume at some point in the future, but this is Joyiosa from Parfum Aroma, and what a beautiful name. Who doesn't want a perfume that has that kind of a name, Joyiosa? It's beautiful. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this one. I can see myself wearing this a lot. This would be an absolute compliment magnet, and I'm super, super excited to have a 5 ml decant to experience in my collection. The next perfume is from Giardini di Toscana as well. This is Bora Bora. This perfume I think is already pretty popular, but not as popular as Bianco Latte. This one I am going to spray. I have had a decant of this one before. I think it was just a 2 ml decant, and I never did actually wear it because this one is more of that tropical coconutty perfume. So let's spray this on paper and see how we feel about it today. By the way, excuse the scratchiness in my voice. I do have some sort of horrific cold, of course. So I was looking for a perfume that would be good for a vacation perfume. I wanted something that was still sexy, girly, feminine, vanilla, good scent trail, but I wanted something a little tropical. I was kind of hoping that this would be the one, and I can smell just a little bit at the atomizer, and I kind of think this could be the one, you guys. Like, I really do. Okay, I only want to do one spray because, like I said, these perfumes are nuclear, all of them, and I don't want my room to smell like a perfume parlor. This is different than I remember it. This is beautiful. Is this what I think it is? Yeah, this is Bora Bora. Okay, I'm not sure what all the notes are that are in here. I'm definitely getting like some yellow floral, maybe some sweet white florals. It's powdery. It's feminine. I think there's also coconut in here, if I'm not mistaken. And I always thought that there was a sweet vanilla dry down in here, similar to the vanilla in Bianco Latte. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I remembered a vanilla in here. I might have to look up the notes because now I feel like maybe I was expecting something different. Let me just spray a little bit more actually, because I think I'm starting to get a little bit of vanilla as it dries down. The opening is a beautiful, like classy, sophisticated, expensive infusion of flowers, but a little bit powdery, not citrusy to my nose at all. I don't really get citruses. Just super powdery, maybe a little bit coconutty, maybe musky. Super elegant. Like, it smells expensive, like a trip to maybe Bora Bora. And I think as it starts to dry down, I do believe that there is a little bit of vanilla coming through. All right, you guys. So the notes that you have in here are tiara flower, ylang-ylang, jasmine, apricot in the opening. In the middle, you have coconut milk, white musk, and jasmine-lactone. And in the base, you have vanilla, caramel, musk, and white amber. Yeah, I would say it's very true to that. I recently had the opportunity to smell the new Gourmand Terracotta Eau de Toilette. And you know, it shares similarities to this one. The Terracotta Eau de Toilette, I had told you guys I was disappointed in the performance. This does not come across as though it would have a weak performance. I also really like that it's got more flowers than just the tiara flower in there as well. I like that there's jasmine. Jasmine always gives something a little bit more of this like feminine, kind of sexy floral component, where Gourmand Terracotta was more powdery and makeup compact feeling, this one feels more like a perfume, if that makes sense. And definitely in the dry down, you do get this lovely little bit of vanilla and caramel kind of feel. And like I said, there's a little bit of this ambery component. This would leave a beautiful trail, and I think this would settle really, really pretty on the skin, and I think this would be absolutely stunning. So this is a very good alternative to Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. If you're looking for something that is like upscale, classy, chic, expensive smelling, makes you smell like you are going on a yacht, makes you smell like you have a lot of money and a beautiful bag and you're going to a super fancy place for a vacation, this would be a great one to pick. I don't think it would disappoint at all. Personally, I can't do Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford. It's too much coconut. In here, I don't get like coconut super forefront. It doesn't smell like sunscreen or anything like that. So this is beautiful. This would be a good one for the summer, and this would be a contender to bring on vacation. However, that being said, I do think this would be amazing layered with a vanilla. Either something like the Bulgari Magnifying Vanilla Essence, or you could even layer this with Bianco Latte. That would be stunning. I think because Bianco Latte is so nuclear, I think you could do 1 spray of Bianco and like 3 sprays of this just to balance it out. But then you'd get even more of that kind of sexy vanilla coming through, and you would leave an amazing trail. So if I had to go on a vacation tomorrow, right now, as we stand, having not smelled anything else, that's probably what I would do. I would probably bring 2 travel size perfumes, one of Bianco, one of this, or one of Joyiosa, one of this, and then I would spray them both throughout the vacation, and that would be my trip scent memory. Okay, you guys, so this one unfortunately leaked a little bit. So this is Intense Cafe from Montale. I have owned, and this didn't come from Parfum Exquise, this came from Fragrance By. I have owned Intense Cafe, I've owned Rose's Musk, I've owned Rose's Vanille, I've owned Deluxe from Tiziana Terenzi, I've owned Cambridge Club from Xerjoff. So I've owned all of these major sweet coffee fragrances that kind of all smell like sisters, brothers, cousins. The only one I haven't smelled is Amore Cafe, which I do have a sample of, a decant of, and I have not smelled a Ristretto, I don't think either, but I would be interested to. So I'm really looking forward to smelling this one again, because me being the silly person I am, the last time I had a bottle of Intense Cafe, I don't think I actually ever wore it. I was in a really bad habit of, I would smell perfumes at the atomizer, I would spray them on paper, I would come back and revisit them that way, and I would make my judgments that way. And I know now better, as I've learned throughout the years, that that is not a way to experience a perfume. You cannot get a full feeling for a fragrance until you have put it on skin and worn it for a day. I'm really excited to spray this again. The bottle still feels like it's got a little bit of leakage going on, but we are going to, I think I have also an 8 ml decant coming from the States, because I didn't realize I was getting this from Fragrance Buy. I just got it complimentary, but I'm pretty sure I ordered a travel size of this. So that should be coming in the next week. And that's great, because my anticipation is that once I actually give this perfume a chance, I will love it. Okay, so yeah, this is beautiful. It smells a lot like Rose's Musk. I don't get a whole lot of coffee in here, as a lot of people say. Most people say this is sugar and roses, you know, vanilla, sugar, roses, and that's kind of what I get to. This is so beautiful, and I'm so grateful to be able to experience this perfume again, because the first time I experienced this perfume, I didn't think it was going to be my cup of tea. Same with Rose's Musk. I didn't give perfumes enough of a chance. I didn't wear them. I probably sprayed too much. I probably sprayed too close to my face. And this perfume smells like it would have just the most absolute intoxicating scent trail and scent bubble about it if you would just let it. I'll put the notes on the screen, but what I know is in here is I do believe that there is sugar and or vanilla. I do believe there's rose, and I do believe there's coffee. I'm not sure what else is in here. I think musk, because there's usually a hefty dose of musk in these Montale fragrances. And one thing about Montale is a lot of their perfumes all have the same kind of DNA. They all have a very similar sort of a sugary base to them, and a lot of their fragrances also have a lot of musk and rose. Now, I haven't smelled everything from Montale, and I would like to experience more perfumes. I have a couple here, but I definitely want to experience more from the house, and I do have some more coming from the States that'll be here later this week. And I was hoping to do all of my Montales at once, and I couldn't wait any longer for the other perfumes to get here. This is absolutely beautiful. It's definitely very sweet, definitely very nuclear. It's kind of like I'm sitting in a cafe and there is a very sweet sugary latte in front of me and a bowl of roses on the table. I do get coffee, but it's not like a very aromatic type of coffee. It's a really sweet, sticky coffee. Like sticky, sugary, rosy espresso. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about this one. I mean, everybody knows Intense Cafe. I will form more opinions about it once I've actually given it a chance to wear it. This is the time of year to wear it in the winter. I think this would absolutely shine with the snow on the ground and the cooler, crisper air. Okay guys, the next perfume is probably the worst one for me to spray now. I should probably save it to the end of the video, because this is one of the most nuclear, strong perfumes that I know of, and it has a reputation for being just enormous. This is Montale Arabians Tonka. I have smelled this perfume twice before in a decant form. I ordered a 1 ml decant. 1 ml decant's not a great way to experience perfume. That's why I wanted a 5 ml. This is a really bold, unisex, super sexy fragrance. I think there's oud in here. There's also that kind of signature sugary Montale DNA, something you can't ignore, a perfume you can't ignore. So we're going to do one spray of this. I'm going to look up the notes after I smell it. I've never had the opportunity to experience this in a spray, only in a decant, in a 1 ml dabber, and that just doesn't do it justice. Okay, that should be enough. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, just as nuclear as I remember. Super strong. I think there's oud in here. Sugary, sweet, very, very sexy, very attention grabbing. You can't ignore it. It's the type of perfume that will demand attention anywhere you go, would enter the room before you do, and would leave a trail all night long. Also an incredible layering perfume, I think. This is kind of almost like if Initio Oud for Greatness matte, like intense cafe or something, but without the coffee. It's very nuclear, like just having this one paper strip in front of me, it is filling the room. This is the loudest, biggest perfume so far. Okay, yes, that's what's giving it that loud, like expensive, addictive projection. In the opening, there is saffron and bergamot. In the middle, you have oud and there's rose. And in the base, you have tonka bean, sugar cane, amber, white musk, and oak moss. I don't usually like saffron very much in a lot of perfumes. It is so well done here. This is like one of Montale's most well-known, I think most popular perfumes for a reason. It is so well done. Yeah, as I said, it's kind of like Initio Oud for Greatness meets a typical sticky, sugary Montale rose fragrance, which I like actually because that makes it just a little bit more feminine. This is sweet, is sugary. It's just really good. It's kind of like actually reminding me, it's kind of like Intense Cafe, but take away the coffee and add oud, which is just makes it like Middle Eastern, more Arabic kind of feeling and just more wow factor. I feel like when you add oud to a perfume, it makes it just smell automatically very expensive and very sexy. One of the best oud fragrances I think I've ever smelled. This is a nuclear, delicious, mouth-watering, like dripping sugarcane goodness with the rose and with the oud. Super sexy. I wanted a 5 ml of this because is this something I would reach for a lot? Can I wear this to work? No. Would I wear this to the gym? No. So I don't really know where I would wear this. I guess date night, night out, and then layered with any other vanilla perfume to add that sultry, feminine, like sexiness. But this just is crazy, crazy good. It's crazy good. Yeah, I like this even more now than I have in the past. I think in the past when I smelled this perfume, I was intimidated by it and did not think this would be the kind of perfume I would ever want in my collection. I really was like, there's no way. Even my boyfriend, like I said, he's not into a lot of these sweeter, woodier, spicier fragrances. He likes his fresh fragrances. But I even think that if he smelled this on someone, on himself, on me, I think at paper, this intimidates people. But it is undeniably good. It is undeniably good, and it has that Montale DNA, and I'm really happy to have this in my collection. So this one I'm going to have to test out some night when I want to turn heads. Okay guys, let's do one from Mancera, which I think Mancera is a sister company to Montale. I can't remember. But Mancera and Montale make very similar fragrances. They have a very similar DNA to them. They're both powerhouse, incredible fragrance houses that just are known for their very loud and attention-grabbing, strong, well-performing perfumes, and they have a similar DNA in them. This is Instant Crush. I got a 10 ml of this one. I don't know why. I think out of all the decants I ordered, I assumed that this would be worthy of getting a bigger bottle. I saw a couple of reviews on this. One of them was, I think, Sebastian from the Perfume Guy, and I think he said he really liked it, and I really trust his reviews. I hope I like it. I don't know why out of all the perfumes I ordered, I was like, yeah, this is the one that I needed twice as much of, but I did for some reason. So this one, I think they said is like, I think people said it was like a mix between Intense Cafe and Baccarat Rouge. That sounded like pretty good to me. So that is why I got it. I haven't looked at the notes yet. I don't remember what's in it, but let's spray it. I'm really, really excited to smell this one, you guys. And I hope I love it. And I'm kind of expecting it to smell like Intense Cafe and Arabians Tonka because they all seem to kind of smell the same a little bit. Okay. Instant Crush, and apparently nuclear as well. Oh, that's interesting. That's not what I expected. That's not at all what I expected. Okay, this is weird a little bit at first. It's more masculine than I was thinking. I don't get Baccarat Rouge right off the hop. This one is more like, it smells more masculine off the hop, like maybe a little more fresh or green or something. It doesn't smell like Intense Cafe. All right, I'm like Not sure what to think about this one. I have to look at the notes because I don't even know what I'm smelling at the moment. So in the opening, you have saffron, ginger, mandarin, and bergamot. In the middle, you have amberwood, Moroccan rose, patchouli leaf, and Egyptian jasmine. And in the base, you have vanilla, musk, sandalwood, oak moss. Okay, so, all right. As it's starting to dry down, I'm getting a little bit more of why people do compare it to Baccarat. I suppose because it has that oak mossy, like saffron-y kind of feel. But I was right in saying that it definitely is a little bit greener and fresher than I was expecting, because it does have that bergamot and that mandarin and the patchouli in it as well. I wonder what this would smell like on skin. I have to say, my first impression is I don't love it. Okay, I think the opening caught me off guard. I'm not like head over heels for the opening, but definitely as it's starting to dry down, I am getting a little bit more of a sweetness and a little bit more of that, that familiar kind of Baccarat feeling. It's interesting to me though that people say this is like a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540, because I don't get that. Like, I'm pretty familiar with that scent and I would not have made that comparison right off the hop if I didn't know other people already said that. So I don't know how I feel about this one. Yeah, I really don't know how I feel about this one. I'm gonna have to wear it, gonna have to put it on skin. Really complex. I think I'm just thrown off because it's not what I was expecting. So it's not that it's bad, it's just that I was expecting something like Intense Cafe and Baccarat Rouge. I was thinking that's kind of the direction, but it's not that. Instant Crush. So people really like this one, right? Like, it's pretty popular. I think I'm going a little bit nose blind too. My nose is a little fatigued because I just smelled Arabians Tonka. And Arabians Tonka is very, very sweet. And so it's probably overshadowing this perfume a little bit, because this does have a sweetness to it, but I think I'm just probably fatigued from smelling these other perfumes. I'm going to have to come back to this one on a day when my nose is fresh. I'm going to have to spray it on skin, wear it outside, and see how I feel. Because right now, definitely not as nuclear as the ones I've just smelled. Not as strong as Arabians Tonka. It's nice. It's definitely unisex. I have a feeling though this would be also a head turner. Like, the more it dries down, the more I like it. I could picture myself wearing this and walking past people and having people wonder, like, if somebody wore this and walked past me, I'd probably think, oh, that person smells really good. I wonder what they're wearing. I'm going to leave it at that. I am a little confused about this one. So that's Instant Crush from Mancera. If you have this perfume or you like it, what's your experience with this one? Please let me know down below. Let's carry on. All right, you guys. So the problem is that Arabians Tonka is filling this room right now. And it's kind of altering how everything else smells. Because it's filling how your scent works. Smelling coffee beans doesn't actually clear your nose. What does clear your nose is smelling your own skin or like fresh air. So what happens is when you smell a lot of a fragrance, it makes you nose blind to that particular scent. And so because my nose is filled so much with the sweetness and the sugariness and the oud from Arabians Tonka, I'm not able to pick it up as much in the other perfumes. So I'm sure that Instant Crush was quite sweet, but it didn't smell sweet to me because I'm so used to Arabians Tonka. So this is Amore Cafe or Amore Cafe from Mancera. This one I know gets really good reviews. From what I remember, I think it's like an ice creamy coffee scent. Let's spray it and I hope that I can smell it. And then I have to wash my floor. Oh my goodness. Okay, not what I was expecting. This smells to me kind of like a toffee coffee. Very sweet, very gourmand. Definitely smells like something I would want to eat. I'm almost getting a little bit of a whiff of waffle cone kind of experience. It's almost like a waffle cone in the base. Syrup, some sort of like a caramel toffee syrup. And like ice cream. Very, very sweet, but not sugary, more savory. This smells the most gourmand so far out of anything. This smells the most realistic of like something I would want to eat. I have to be honest, I struggle with gourmand perfumes because I don't want to smell like food. I like when there's foodie notes incorporated, but I prefer when a perfume smells like a perfume and not a food. So I'm more of like, yes, give me this perfume, but throw in some jasmine. Give me this perfume, but throw in some peony. This is very sweet and very gourmand. So I can't say I'm head over heels in love with it. I know a lot of people really like it, but for me, it just kind of smells like a coffee dessert that I'm kind of actually hungry now. Like I want to go get ice cream now, but it's good. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's good. I'm not as like in love with it as the other ones because the other ones to me actually smell like perfume. The notes that you have in here are coffee, amaretto, ice cream, speculoos, brown sugar, vanilla, and ambergris. What is this speculoos? Warm and cozy, a mixture of caramelized brown sugar, browned butter, and a blend of spices, reminiscent of freshly baked cookies. Yeah, so definitely, yeah, there, like I said, there is that bit of a crunchy, waffle coney sort of vibe, like not a pastry, but like a cookie kind of vibe, I guess. It's good, but it's not a favorite. This is probably my least favorite so far, only because it's very foody and I don't usually like to smell like food. It smells good though. But yeah, this isn't a favorite. I will have to wear this and come back. Sometimes with these perfumes, when they're a little over the top, like foodie, they surprise me because at first I don't think I would like them, but then when I actually wear them, they become addictive and Moorish and nice little scent bubble, and you really have to wear a perfume before you can make a decision. Okay, this one, you guys, I do have high hopes for. I hope that I love it. This is also from Mancera, and this is Explicit Vanilla. I think this is one of the newer ones, and if I remember correctly, people gave it really good reviews. So let's spray this one and hope that, I hope it's not as foody as the last one. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. This is more woody for sure. Okay. This is like a woody, like explosion. A little bit spicy, creamy. I'm thinking there's got to be like sandalwood in here. I almost feel like there's like dates or something. It's reminding me a little bit of Bouquet Ideal. I wouldn't be surprised if it has similar note composition to Bouquet Ideal from Zerjob. This is like unisex, I think leaning masculine. It smells expensive. It's just different. It's different than all the other ones. I think I was expecting this one to be more vanilla, more sweet. It's really nice. I'm interested to know if like what the dry down would be like. Would there be more vanilla? Would it stay very woody? It's quite addictive actually, which is the experience I had with Bouquet Ideal as well. This is really, really nice. Yeah, a little bit spicy, like, yeah, a little bit of a spicy quality, like cloves or something. Let's look at the notes. Okay, and people love this one. Like this perfume got really, really good reviews. So the notes that you have in here is Mexican vanilla and dark chocolate. In the middle, you have Cambodian oud, brown sugar, Australian sandalwood, and cedarwood. And in the base, you have tonka bean, amber, and benzoin. That's interesting because I don't really smell oud in here. Maybe this Cambodian oud, like I'm not really familiar with all the different types of oud, but maybe the experience of Cambodian oud is more like creamy and like powdery nutty. It's not the type of oud that's in like Arabians Tonka, oud for greatness. It's like, for me, I get a lot of cedar. And for me, it smells very spicy. And interesting to note, there's really no like spices. Tonka bean though, right? Yeah. Maybe that's where the nutty, powdery quality is coming from as well. This is quite nice though. It smells luxurious. This is like a luxurious, expensive feel. I'm appreciating that the Manceras don't all smell the same because so far my Montales all kind of have the same underlying DNA. Very nice. So I'm gonna have to show this one to my boyfriend because I feel like this is more masculine. I don't really know if this is one I would reach for myself. I think it's too woody for me. I'm not much of a fan of like cedar. It's lovely and it's not that sweet and it's not that vanillic. I don't really smell chocolate. Like I don't smell chocolate per se, but it's lovely. Very, very nice. And it does smell really good. So that is Explicit Vanilla from Mancera. Let's move on. We have, I think, 3 left. All right, the next one is not from Mancera or Montale. This is from the brand Fleur de Golf. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. And it's called Emeraude Emerald Gourmand. So this one I wanted to try because, again, I said I was looking for a sort of a coconutty, vanilla-y, gourmandy, beachy, and I think this one does have like tropical or like coconutty vibes to it. I'm really excited to smell it. The bottle is really interesting as well. The real bottle of this is green. I've never heard of this brand before, and I'm kind of excited to smell something that's not Mancera or Montale because I just want to smell something a little different. Oops, I sprayed a lot. Didn't mean to spray that much. And I don't really know what the notes are. Oh, this is really neat. Okay, right off the hop, it's reminding me a little bit of, this is going to sound strange, but it kind of reminds me of Alien from Mugler. This smells like Alien, kind of. It's not that, it's called Emerald Gourmand, so it doesn't smell gourmand though, it doesn't smell foodie. It's kind of, it smells green, like for sure. It smells the way Aura from Mugler looks. Like the way that green bottle looks, that's what it smells like. It's kind of smelling like Alien. This is really bizarre. I don't even know what's in here. Gotta let it dry down a little bit. Interesting. It's kind of spicy. Almost a little bit licoricey. It's like a vibrant green and like licoricey to my nose. And very in your face, provocative. I was expecting something completely different. It doesn't smell beachy or tropical either. So I don't know what the heck I was thinking with this one. One sec. It definitely smells like emeralds. This is so bizarre. Okay, so there's coconut. That's why I wanted to try this one. I was thinking this is going to be beachy. It's not beachy, at least not to my nose. So caramel, red fruits, coconut, bergamot, and orange. Jasmine, sambac, orange blossom, patchouli, vanilla, and musk. Why does it smell like Alien to me? Because the only similarity this has to Alien is the jasmine. Nothing else is similar. So I'm going to smell it again, and I want to see if I can smell caramel and vanilla. Not really. I don't know about this one. I don't love it. It's kind of like hitting me in the face, but I love Alien. Like, Alien's one of my favorite perfumes, and I'm not loving this one. It does smell like Alien to me, though. I don't know. It would be interesting to look on Fragrantica and see what people compare it to. But it definitely smells green, like, to me. And not that it doesn't smell green like green things. It doesn't smell like herbs or vegetal or anything like that. In fact, the patchouli is like not very strong, but it smells like the color green. It smells like the bottle of Aura from Mugler. And it kind of smells a little bit like Aura, actually. It's interesting. If you like Aura and you like Alien, you would probably like this. This is kind of like those two put together in a bottle. It's almost a little bit bubblegummy. It's like fresh in the strangest way. Like bizarre. I don't know. Not gourmand, not beachy. The notes are incredibly misleading. I will say that. Let's see what are people comparing this to? Because I want to know if I'm crazy. Okay, this is crazy. People are saying it smells like Girl of Now and Dahab from Kajal and Elisab Le Parfum. I would beg to differ. I would say this smells like Alien and Aura. Maybe after it dries down, it'll be different. As it dries down, it's getting a little bit more soapy, less punchy, but it definitely has this pretty, kind of almost addictive, like freshness to it. So that's an interesting one. I'm going to have to try this one. I don't love it right off the hop, but it's really interesting. I think this would be kind of a head turner, like confident statement, night out perfume, but not in a sweet, seductive, girly kind of way. The same way that Alien would turn heads, the same way that Tom Ford Jasmine Rouge would turn heads. Probably my, I wouldn't say least favorite, but it's kind of sitting with Amore Cafe at this point in terms of how much I love it. I like all of the previous perfumes a lot better than this one and a lot better than the Amore Cafe. Okay guys, this is Vanilla Crush from Gleam. Now I decided to get a decant of this because it was a vanilla perfume and also because I think I saw a video on YouTube and the people who own or operate Parfum Exquise, the shop in I think Montreal, did a video talking about this perfume and they shared it as one of their like noteworthy vanillas or mentionable vanillas. I love a good vanilla perfume. I'm curious to see what this is like. This is from the brand Gleam. I've never heard of this brand before. I have high hopes for this one because I like a good vanilla. Okay. I don't even know what the notes are in this. This is really nice. This is a nice break from everything else I've smelled so far. By that I mean this is light, easy, fluffy, airy, not intense, not complex, doesn't punch you in the face, not too strong. It's a relaxed, soft, sugary, fluffy, airy vanilla. It's not difficult to understand. It's almost like a very light, soft, fluffy, airy, almost caramelly, maybe a bit of strawberry vanilla, sparkling, sugary sort of. It's also kind of reminding me like a little bit of Fire at Will from Joyiosa, in that I feel like it has the same kind of vanilla. It's like a light, effervescent, bubbly, sugary vanilla. It's not a heavy, deep, dark, woodsy, nothing like that. Easy, just easy, casual, comforting, soft, feminine, fun, a little bit flirty, just simple, nice, like a simple, nice vanilla. So let's look and see what the notes are. So the notes that you have here are pear blossom, vanilla, iris, spun sugar, and white musk. Yeah, so like I said, it's that light, fluffy sugar. It's not like super heavy. Pear blossom, that's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed pear blossom. I thought I smelled a little bit of maybe berries. It's lovely. It's really, really lovely. I like this one. It's simple. It's just like pleasing, you know, and it's not hitting you between the eyes the way some of the other ones did. It's not as intense and strong and powerful as Intense Cafe. Definitely not as strong as the one we just smelled, the Emerald Gourmand. This one's like a nice break, actually. That's a good one. And I bet you it's not too terribly expensive. So that is Vanilla Crush from Gleam. I think this would be a good one if you want just a really easy everyday vanilla. If you're thinking like, it's kind of like Indel Tihoda. It doesn't smell like Indel Tihoda, but Indel Tihoda is also a simple vanilla, but it's a very good vanilla. It's a simple, musky vanilla that kind of smells like Bare Vanilla from Victoria's Secret or Vanilla Bean Noel from Bath & Body Works, but much better performance. This is like also simple, but this one is more sugary and not as musky, but really nice and not like creamy, boozy, woody, just like a nice fluffy sugar. Yeah. All right, guys, and I have saved the one that I'm most curious to smell for last. This is Cirto Sole Eau de Parfum. This one, I know that it has apple. I know it's got butter, like popcorn, I think, and caramel, and I guess it's supposed to smell like a Cirque du Soleil show, which is like everything you would expect at an amusement park or a fair kind of thing to smell like. So I don't know what to expect from this. I'm hoping it's not going to be too gourmand, because if it is, I'm not going to want to wear it. But let's go ahead and smell this. And yeah, I'm so curious about this one. I almost blind bought a whole bottle, and then I saw that they had this one at this store, and I ordered a decant immediately. Yeah, I smell buttered popcorn. It's sweet. It's definitely pretty gourmand. Not crazy sweet. It's more like savory. A little bit of a light, fresh fruitiness in there, I guess, coming from the apple. It's really nicely blended. I don't know if it's full bottle worthy for me. I typically don't like smelling like buttered popcorn. There is a perfume from Joyiosa, which is Accidental Vanille. And that one also has this buttered popcorn vibe. And because of that, I wasn't really a big fan of Accidental Vanille. This is quite good though. Like, it's really good. It definitely smells like a fair, like summer boardwalk kind of vibes. Like you're going to an amusement park and it's like cotton candy sweet, a little bit caramelly. I can kind of smell a caramel apple in here. Very foodie, but like really nicely done. Not overpowering, intense, super beast mode either. It's like right in the middle somewhere. That being said, you guys, like I said, Arabians Tonka is still taking over my bedroom a little bit, so this is probably stronger than I think it is. I'm just going to look at the notes. So we have in here cotton candy, red apple, bergamot, popcorn, butter, freesia, iris petals, caramel, vanilla bean, sandalwood, and amber. So yeah, it's very, very foodie. It's meant to be foodie. It's delicious. I would like to eat it for sure. Not overly floral, like the florals don't come through a whole lot. Maybe just enough to break it up so that it's not 100% foodie, which I like. I really like when they take a Gourmand perfume and then they add some flowers, because I feel like it just breaks it up enough and it's not like too much or too foodie or too cloying or too like, I don't know, it's really nice. It's kind of addictive. I don't know. This will be a really interesting one to wear, especially because the dry down does include like this woody vanilla caramel base. That's what I like in a perfume. So if that comes through more as the perfume is worn and the foodiness kind of goes away and it becomes more about that vanilla in the woods with just these subtle touches, it could be really nice. I like it better than Accidental Vanille already, just because it's more interesting and more complex. It smells exactly like you would expect it to smell. If you've ever smelled, there was a candle from Bath & Body Works called Summer Boardwalk. And I think that one also had like vanilla, caramel, candy apple, buttered popcorn, something like that. It kind of smells a little bit like that candle, and that's exactly what I was expecting it to smell like. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't buy a full bottle of this because I don't know if it's full bottle worthy for me, but I do like it. And I'm going to have to spray it on skin and wear it on a different day when my nose isn't so fatigued from all the other Montale, Montserrat perfumes. I should have probably actually sprayed this one first. It does have like a light airiness about it that I kind of enjoy. I think the buttered popcorn thing is more prominent in the opening. And then it starts to become more like woodsy, slightly floral, vanilla-y. But in general, delicious, like really good. So it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. If you want this kind of perfume and you like wearing those kind of notes that are a little bit popcorny, savory, a little bit foodie, I think you'd really like this one. So it's good. So I'm going to have to try this on skin and give it a full test and a full review one of these days. Okay, you guys, so these are all the fragrances. I can't even smell that bergamot neroli perfume anymore on the paper because my nose is so blind at the moment. So I'm definitely going to have to come back and experience each of these perfumes on their own day at their own time. Because yeah, like I said, the Arabians Tonka is just so powerhouse that it kind of just took over the entire room. But let's go through them again here. So we have Joyiosa. No, sorry, this one's here is Bora Bora. Bora Bora, very beautiful. I really like that one. We have Intense Cafe. Oh yeah, I didn't spray Joyiosa, that's why. Joyiosa, amazing, one of my favorite. Intense Cafe, yeah, it's so reminiscent for me of Rose's Musk. I'm looking forward to wearing it and smelling it on my skin though, and just seeing what the sillage is like. We have Arabians Tonka, which is just like insane, crazy, but a favorite. Instant Crush, which I'm still not sure how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about that one. I think there's saffron in this too, and I sometimes don't like saffron. You see, I got a 10 ml of the bottle I should not have got a 10 ml of. I should have just got a 5, but that's the danger with blind purchases. You see notes, you see reviews, you think you're going to be head over heels, you buy a big bottle, and you end up not liking it as much as the other one. That being said, I think there's potential here because the waft on the wind versus putting my nose right on it, when it just like gently wafts past my nose, it has an addictive, like intriguing quality. Like, ooh, what's she wearing? I want to know what she's wearing. Amore Cafe. You guys, Amore Cafe is too gourmand for me. I can tell you right now, I'm probably not going to keep that one. It's giving me whiff of waffle cone memories, and I owned whiff of waffle cone, and I just don't like smelling straight up like an ice cream cone, and that's kind of what this is giving me. It's kind of like a coffee ice cream cone. It's fine, but yeah, that one's probably my least favorite. Explicit Vanilla, probably one of the most expensive, sophisticated smelling ones here in front of me. Definitely the most masculine out of everything. Very woodsy, probably a little too woodsy for me. Would love to smell this on my boyfriend. This is again why I love doing these decants, like buying all the decants, because imagine I had purchased like 2 travel sizes of the ones that got the best reviews, like Instant Crush and Explicit Vanilla. I would be very, very disappointed. But because I was able to smell all of these, I have so many incredible fragrances and unique fragrances in front of me. And it just makes me much more appreciative than if I would have blind bought a full bottle of something that had good reviews and been totally disappointed and wasted all my money. Emerald Gourmand, I actually like it. The more I smell it, this is a bold, in-your-face, sexy, like attention-grabbing, I'm confident boss woman jasmine is what I get. Not at all what I expected from the notes, not at all like the name implies. It honestly smells a lot like Alien, but like a more expensive, better blended version of Alien. I actually like it. This could be my new like girl boss femme fatale date night. Very sexy, like really, really good. Not what I expected at all. Not beach friendly. Really good. Vanilla Crush. It's a nice, simple vanilla. I don't think it's full bottle worthy for me because I like a vanilla that's a little bit more nuanced and interesting. Like I owned Indel Hoda. I didn't keep it. This would be a good layering vanilla or just like a good, simple vanilla. It's satisfying and sweet and yummy, but not, I don't think not full bottle worthy for me. Finally, Cirto Sole. Really good. I don't think full bottle worthy, but I like it. Definitely makes me feel a little bit like I did go to the fair or to a Cirque du Soleil show, but kind of addictive. Gonna have to, that's a potential for one I would actually really, really like. So those are my thoughts on all of these decants. And like I said, I am going to unbox my full bottle in the back of Montale in another video. And that is a blind buy. And I did blind buy a full bottle because I was convinced because of the perfume community that I will love it. And if you're interested, it is actually Montale Crazy in Love. So I was convinced, I'm still convinced that I will love it, and I hope I do. A lot of people say this is their favorite Montale. A lot of people say this was love at first sniff, full bottle worthy at first sniff. I like Montale. I wanted to try it. Also, the bottle's pink. So if you're interested to see what my thoughts are on that perfume, stay tuned for my next video. And in the meantime, I hope that you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these perfumes and they gave you some ideas of what you might like to try for yourself. And that's everything. Have a great night. Bye for now.